it's like to be born as a scorpion? Sounds cool, right? You've got venom, claws, and an armored body that makes you look like a tiny tank. But being a scorpion isn't as awesome as it seems. In fact, it sucks. From the moment you hatch, your life is filled with danger, responsibilities, and constant struggle. You're not just surviving, you're fighting every single day. And guess what? Nobody cares if you make it. Scorpions may be one of the toughest creatures on Earth, but their lives are anything but easy. They are warriors, survivors, and silent predators. But before you start thinking they have it all figured out, let's take a deep dive into why being a scorpion is one of the hardest lives in the animal kingdom. Let's start at the very beginning. Scorpions are not born like most creatures. Instead of laying eggs, the mother carries her babies inside her body for several months, sometimes over a year. She nurtures them inside, giving them warmth and safety. But the moment they are born, everything changes. The world outside is brutal. Newborn scorpions are fragile, soft, and completely defenseless. Their exoskeletons haven't hardened yet, making them easy prey for predators. But that's not the worst part. Their biggest threat might be their own mother. The moment they are born, scorpion babies have one mission: climb onto their mother's back, fast. This is not a choice. It's a matter of life and death. If a baby is too slow, too weak, or gets left behind, there's a high chance the mother will eat it. That's right. Scorpions practice cannibalism, even with their own children. For a newborn scorpion, the world is already cruel. You're born into a family that sees you as either a survivor or food. There's no middle ground. Only the strongest, fastest, and most determined babies make it. For about 2 weeks, the lucky babies who made it onto their mother's back get to stay there for safety. But even here, danger is everywhere. If the mother is attacked, she fights back, but she won't protect you. If you fall off, you die. If food is scarce, the mother might eat 1 or 2 of her babies to survive. If another predator finds the burrow, most of the babies won't make it out alive. Even in their first weeks of life, scorpions experience betrayal, starvation, and fear. And then one day, something terrifying happens. The babies start shedding their skins for the first time. This means their bodies are growing, and they are strong enough to survive alone. What does the mother do? She kicks them out. No more protection, no more free rides. You either make it on your own or die. From the second they leave their mother's back, life only gets harder. If you manage to survive the first few days, congratulations, but don't celebrate yet. Now, you have to rely completely on your mother for protection. For about 2 weeks, you sit on her back, watching and waiting as she fights off predators, hunts for food, and defends the burrow. You're weak, fragile, and completely defenseless if anything goes wrong. If a snake, lizard, or even another scorpion attacks, your mother is your only shield. And then one day, you shed your skin for the first time. This is a sign. It's time to leave. No more free rides. No more protection. You are on your own. Now that you're alone, you face your next big challenge: finding food. Scorpions are predators, but they aren't built for speed. You're not a cheetah. You're not an eagle. You're slow, awkward, and rely on ambush tactics. Hunting means sitting in the dark, waiting for something unlucky to walk by. And even if something does come close, your problems aren't over. Most of your prey, crickets, beetles, small lizards, are faster than you. If they escape, you go hungry. And hunger, it's deadly. Scorpions can survive for months without food, but the longer you go without eating, the weaker you become. And if you're weak, you're easy prey for bigger animals. It's a brutal cycle. If you don't catch food, you starve. If you starve, you get slower. If you get slower, you don't catch food. And eventually, you die. Let's say you survive long enough to grow big and strong. Maybe you even become the ruler of your own little burrow. But now, you have a new problem. You must pass on your survival skills. Scorpions don't live in packs. They don't have teachers. If a young scorpion is lucky, it might learn from watching others. If not, it's on its own. And if you're a female scorpion, the burden is even bigger. If you give birth, You must protect dozens of tiny, helpless babies until they can survive alone. You go without food. You fight off predators. You carry them on your back. And then, when they're ready, they leave and you never see them again. You do all this, knowing that most of them won't make it. It's a harsh reality, but in the world of scorpions, survival isn't about fairness. It's about who is strong enough to endure. Now comes another terrifying chapter in the life of a scorpion. Mating. For most animals, reproduction is about attraction, finding a mate, and ensuring the survival of the species. But for scorpions, mating is a death trap. A male scorpion has to be very careful when approaching a female. If he makes the wrong move, she might attack him on sight. If he manages to impress her with a mating dance, he then has to carefully lead her to a special spot where he deposits his sperm. But even if mating is successful, the danger isn't over. Females are known to eat their mates after reproduction. That's right, scorpion love often ends in murder. The male has to escape quickly, or he becomes dinner. So to sum up, find a mate, avoid getting killed, reproduce, and then run for your life. Not exactly romantic, right? Most animals have one main enemy. Maybe it's a predator, maybe it's a rival species. But scorpions? They have to fight everything. Scorpions are not at the top of the food chain. They are hunted by dozens of different animals. Lizards that swallow them whole. Snakes that strike faster than a scorpion can react. Owls and hawks that snatch them from the ground. Spiders that trap them in webs. Mammals like meerkats and foxes that dig them out of their burrows. But the worst fights aren't with predators. They're with other scorpions. Scorpions are extremely territorial. If another scorpion enters their space, there is only one solution. They fight to the death. Scorpion fights are brutal. Claws clash, tails strike, venom flows. Sometimes the battle is over in seconds. Other times it lasts for hours. The winner gets the territory. The loser becomes food. And then there are humans. Most people fear scorpions. And why wouldn't they? They have venomous stingers. They hide in dark places and they look like creatures from a nightmare. Most scorpions are harmless to humans. They don't attack unless provoked. They just want to be left alone. But instead of respect, they get stomped, poisoned, and killed on sight. Scorpions have been around for over 400 million years, long before dinosaurs. But now, humans destroy their habitats, kill them out of fear, and push them to extinction. For a scorpion, every single day is a battle. You are fighting off predators, fighting other scorpions for territory, fighting hunger, fighting against humans who see you as a threat. And yet, despite all this, scorpions survive. They have survived asteroid impacts, ice ages, mass extinctions, and even human civilization, because being a scorpion sucks. But surviving as one, that's what makes them extraordinary. So let's recap. Being a scorpion means you are born into danger. Your own mother might eat you. You spend your early life helpless. You must hunt slow and smart, or starve. You have to protect your young. Knowing most won't make it, you must fight to keep your territory. You are feared, hunted, and misunderstood. Sounds brutal exactly, but despite all of this, scorpions thrive. For over 400 million years, they've survived every challenge nature has thrown at them. They've outlived dinosaurs. They've adapted to deserts, jungles, caves, and even human cities. They may be small, but they are some of the toughest survivors on Earth. So the next time you see a scorpion, don't just see a tiny, creepy creature. See a warrior. See a fighter. See one of the greatest survivors in history. Because being born as a scorpion, it sucks. But surviving as one, that's what makes them extraordinary.